Tributes continue to pour in tonight to honor the life and legacy of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest-serving monarch in history.
Union Jack flags lined Pennsylvania Avenue today from the White House to the U.S. Capitol. President Biden announcing today he will attend the Queen's funeral. King Charles III with his wife, the Queen Consort, going to Buckingham Palace today for the first time since his ascension to the throne. People lined the street to greet their new king, and one elderly woman says she impulsively kissed King Charles' hand, offering her sympathy on the loss of his mother.
King Charles delivered his first address today, looking back on the affection, admiration, and respect he says the Queen inspired, attributes he believes are the hallmark of her reign.
As every member of my family can testify, she combined these qualities with warmth, humor, and an unerring ability always to see the best in people.
Right now, we're taking a live look outside of Buckingham Palace tonight. And new tonight, we're learning more about the new king and his transition to the throne through a local connection.
12 News reporter Kayla Fish spoke with a Rhode Island man who once worked with King Charles III about what he's like and what he'll bring to this new role.
Before he became king, the former Prince of Wales launched an initiative to bring government and the private sector together to work toward a green and sustainable future. That's where Providence resident Nicholas Autiello met King Charles III, who he says is nothing like you would expect.
There's no such thing as being a normal person when you live in a palace, but he was oddly relatable.
As the world gets accustomed to King Charles III, Nicholas Autiello remembers the monarch as someone with an ability to connect with people.
Incredibly warm and funny and not at all what you would expect someone in that position to be like.
Standing outside his Providence home, Autiello tells me he believes the king is prepared to take on this new role.
There has been no one who has had a longer time to prepare for a role like this than he has.
While preparations for this moment have been underway for a while, Peter Abbott, the British Consul General serving here in New England, tells me those preparations didn't make the Queen's death any less shocking.
People have been feeling an immense amount of grief and sorrow, and it's part of Her Majesty's extraordinary magic, I think, that she was able to be at the same time both a sovereign and a monarch of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, but at the same time also feel like she was almost your mother or your grandmother.
At the British Consulate General in Boston, changes are already beginning.
We don't have pictures of the king up yet, but I think that will happen pretty soon. I have changed my email signature to say His Majesty's Consul General in New England as opposed to Her Majesty's.
And as that transition occurs, Autiello says he thinks the king will bring sustainability into the spotlight.
I think the world will be greatly served by one of the greatest environmentalists of our time taking a position like the King of England, and to be able to elevate the most critical issue the world is facing today on that stage is something that I think will be remarkable and will surprise people.
Starting Monday, the British Consulate in Boston will be opening a book of condolence for Queen Elizabeth at the Old North Church. It'll be open through Wednesday from 10 to 4 p.m. for people to sign or leave flowers if they'd like to pay their respects. In studio, I'm Kayla Fish, 12 News.